Though it's getting more common these days, not many players get the privilege of having their own signature shoes. It's even rarer in the WNBA, as players won't even have their own colorways, let alone signatures. However, this wasn't the case 20 or more years back, as Jordan Brand introduced sneakers specifically for women ballers or players in mind. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna talk about the Air Jordan OGs, Jordan Brand's first ever sneaker designed specifically for women players. Let's go through the history, design inspirations, performance of these shoes, along with a warning to all sneaker enthusiasts out there. So sit back, relax, and let's get started with this review. 1998 was the year that Jordan introduced these to the world. The design was inspired by the Jordan 13s, which was the flagship shoe of Jordan at the time. It's pretty common for brands to model many of the other shoes from their flagships, and it wasn't any different with this one. It featured a mainly dimpled leather upper overlaid on top of a mesh material. The wavy design of the overlay is the main differentiation between these and the 13s. So, why am I talking about a 24-year-old shoe, you might ask? Well, a few years before publishing this video, Jordan actually retroed them. They were still made with women in mind. The OG white and black colorway was the first one to be retroed. However, I only managed to get my hands on these red and black pair. I'm not so sure if these were part of the OG colorways released back in the day, but these are very striking to look at. I got these for a pretty good price, cheap even for Jordan shoes because it was on clearance, since not much interest was on these when they first came out or when they first retroed. I'm sure the retailer really wanted to get rid of these from their stock since there was still a lot of these when I got them. Without straying too far off topic, the leather on these are simply amazing. Soft to the touch and even softer on feet. I can confidently say these didn't need any break-in time whatsoever. You immediately enjoy the softness of the leather, even from the first time you put them on. With that being said, you do need to worry about the leather stretching over time, as with most soft leather uppers or leather shoes out there. Since these are made for women's at the end of the day, men do need to convert their sizes or shoe sizes to match the women's sizing. If you wear a US sizing, you just need to add 1.5 for the women's size. There are charts available online if it gets confusing, but for me, since I wear an 8.5 US, I bought a 10 US in women's size for a perfect fit. Speaking of which, I recommend you go through the size if you want to play in these, especially because, again, of the stretching over time. It's also safe to say these are overall a very comfortable shoe to wear, both casually and on court. Since it still features the Air branding, I assume these do have some sort of air unit encapsulated in that polyurethane midsole. I couldn't find any info regarding the cushioning system when researching these. However, even if it doesn't, the cushion is very comfortable. Walking or playing in these, I didn't experience any type of discomfort whatsoever. Though, when it comes to ventilation, you won't get much, to be honest. Your feet won't feel super hot, but it does get warmer compared to using ventilated materials on modern shoes. Support-wise, it worked very well when it came to supporting my movements. I felt very confident playing in these because the traditional lacing system held my feet comfortably in the shoe and didn't allow them to shift whatsoever. This also comes from the fact that the shoe fits me perfectly. I also forgot to mention the carbon plate implemented in the midsole. This allows for some extra stability overall. However, I'm not too sure if the plate is even made of carbon or if it's just a marketing gimmick. In my eyes, it just looks like plastic, but don't take my word for it, as I've still got a lot to learn when it comes to recognizing certain materials. Still, no matter what type of material the plate is made of, it still does its job at the end of the day. Another thing to take note of is how narrow the shoe kind of looks from the bottom, at least compared to most modern basketball shoes, that is. though it still features a significant outrigger. You'll also notice that the shape of the outsole is also inspired by the 13s as well, with that panther claw shape. Speaking of the outsole, it's a split sole design with the two halves split by the carbon plate. The traction pattern is full on herringbone with some blank spaces framing and further dividing it into 4 spaces or 4 pieces, I guess. It works really well on the outdoor court I tested these on, and since the herringbone isn't tight, I don't think dust will be easily trapped and slipping won't be an issue. However, your mileage may vary, especially when I didn't get a chance to actually test this indoors. The rubber is also fairly stiff, like what you'll find typically on 90s or 2000 shoes, so I won't worry too much about the durability of the outsole. With all that said, I need to warn you guys about the factors that affect the durability of any shoe you wear and collect. Do make sure you wear your shoes if you don't want them to break down. The longer you don't wear them, the easier some parts of the shoe fall to pieces. Worst case scenario is your midsoles crumbling, like the videos you see where the midsole actually looks like cake. Well, that is obviously not cake. In my case, the glue holding together the toe box and the midsole actually dried up and now has a minor split. I didn't wear these as often as I should. Before doing this review, I only took them out once a few months after I got them. Now it's been almost a year since buying these. I also need to add the fact that these did sit in the storeroom of the retail store I bought them from for who knows how long. Another thing to keep note is always keep your shoes in a cool and dry place. The idiot that I am always keep spare shoes in my trunk for testing purposes. So when my car is exposed to the hot sun and weather for 75% of the time, you can surely guess one of the major causes of the split toe in my pair of shoes. At the end of the day, you shouldn't baby your shoes, but you shouldn't be careless either. Learn from my mistakes. Yes, I might be able to fix the issue, but it's already left a bitter experience in my head. It sucks even more since these definitely provided the best experience for me when it comes to a basketball shoe. If it weren't for the split toe, I'd probably be wearing these in every single game. These are that comfortable to play in, period. So that's it for my review of the Air Jordan OGs. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up if you like this video and hit the sub button for more reviews like this. Plus, let me know if you guys have worn or played in these. I'd love to know your experiences down below in the comments. So, yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.